mass funeral service for 21 teenagers who died at Enyobeni tavern in East London will get underway in Scenery Park this morning. Now, police yesterday told the Portfolio Committee on Women and Children that a stampede, has been ruled out as their cause of death. Let's take you live now to our reporter Malungelo Booi, who joins us from Mdantsane this morning. Malu, what an incredibly heartbreaking story this continues to be. Very, very sad day ahead there for the community of Scenery Park today.
That's right, Michelle. In fact, we are in Mdantsane. This is where some of those bodies are actually kept at an AFBOB mortuary. Also, Michelle, if you remember Mdantsane, this is where also some of those 21 teenagers who died actually come from. So this is what we understand will be taking place today. There will be 19 coffins in that mass funeral, Michelle. They will be empty. We are told that the parents have actually did not want the bodies of their children to be taken to Scenery Park, to be moving up and down, because it's quite a distance really from where we are to where the mass funeral will be taking place. We know two other children, Michelle, have already been buried, and we've been made to believe that another teenager will be buried today. And also, Michelle, some of the parents have decided that they will bury their children in the coming days or coming weeks. But what will be taking place in Scenery Park will be the mass funeral service, which will be attended or addressed by President Cyril Ramaphosa. Proceedings service is expected to get underway at around between 9 and 10 o'clock, Michelle. Yesterday, Michelle, we're able to attend a gathering where the Portfolio Committee on Women and Children was addressed by stakeholders, including the police. The police telling the committee that they had to study 8 hours of CCTV footage of what was happening in Enyobeni tavern, and they were saying that the teenagers started getting ill at around 2 a.m. in the morning, with emergency personnel, Michelle, only arriving at 4 a.m. And we heard, Michelle, that some of the patrons are the ones, in fact, who started helping those that were getting ill at that time. We've also heard the police telling the committee that pathologists have actually said that in the stomach contents of those that died, in fact, there were different food contents. But interestingly, they've also said, Michelle, that they've ruled out a stampede as a cause of death, but saying that investigation on the matter is still continuing. Michelle?
It's ironic that you're describing just what you've told us, because we've been discussing this morning the sadness of having a mass funeral service for this number of young people, with the families then not able to pay tribute in their own way to the individual children. But you're saying, Malu, today is the service to lay to rest these 21 youngsters as a community, but the families then will do exactly that. They will, many of them, individually then hold funeral services and lay to rest their children.
That's right, Michelle, and one of the things I think these families want is a bit of privacy. And remember, for the past week or since this incident, there have been cameras on their faces, and there have been government officials that have been visiting and community members. But also what makes this situation, Michelle, a bit complex is that these children are not from one community or one municipal area. There are also children who come from the Nelson Mandela Bay region, while the majority of them, we have been made to believe, actually come from the Buffalo City municipality. Even then, they come from different areas of the Buffalo City municipality. Some come from Scenery Park, where the incident happened. Others come from Duncan Village. Others come from where we are in Mdantsane. Others come from Sipunzana area. So these children come from various communities, and so the parents then wanted to bury their children in their own communities with their own community members, and these families will do that in the coming days. We know that others have done so yesterday, and there'll be one that will be doing just that sometime this morning.
President Cyril Ramaphosa set to deliver the eulogy there at that mass funeral service, Malungelo. He, in his weekly newsletter, has talked about issues insofar as underage drinking is concerned, but of course it also comes at a time where he faces a number of questions as president of the country. It's going to be an interesting day, just in terms of seeing how his eulogy unfolds and the kinds of issues he'll be talking to today.
I suppose, Michelle, people will be paying attention to what the president will be saying in that gathering. In fact, there has been, there have been assertions, perhaps, in some media outlets, people saying that the president is not welcomed there, others saying that the president is welcome there. And it's been the factions, in fact, within the ANC that have actually been having that tit for tat, whether the president is allowed there and the president is not allowed there. But what has been clear, Michelle, especially from the Scenery Park Youth Forum, one of the things that they were saying is that they do not want this tragedy to be politicized, and actually warned political parties, and not, if they are attending any event in Scenery Park, not to wear political regalia, saying that is a community event. These are families that are mourning. People should not come in their political colors. But we have seen some people wearing their political regalia, despite, pleas from the Youth Forum in Scenery Park for this particular tragedy not to be politicized.
Malungelo, Booi, thanks very much indeed for that update. The mass funeral service for those 21 young people getting underway today at Scenery Park. Devastating day for that community.
Absolutely, and there are obviously a few ceremonial rites of passages, things that need to be observed in the lead up to the funeral, including the cortege that's going to make its way from various places to the venue. We'll bring that to you as much as we can, of course, in the lead up to 9 o'clock.